Greetings, Inquisitor! I'm pleased you found this holocron. This is the week 40 update for the Darth Loquitur account. For anyone not familiar, I go through every week of progress on the account, all the characters, upgrades, everything I'm doing. Without further ado, let's get into it, see what we got going on. I'm a big fan of Enfys Nest. I like to run her under the Qi'ra leadership. We got caught in that last round of GAC. Our nest was finally big enough to pick a fight, but I hadn't even started with Qi'ra yet. I did farm up some shards for her to get her to 4 stars, but just hadn't built the character yet. So we're going to make sure we build that character and have that going into the next round of Grand Arena so that we can do a good job with our nest solos. We're going to upgrade her gear. We need to get the leadership unlocked, and here you can see we ran out of these Mark V weapon mods. So I'm going to go ahead and farm a round of those, and then I'm also going to go in here and request from the guild just to get a bigger stock of those. Those are used in the Mark 8 HoloLenses all over the place, so we'll need a lot of those. It's no good to be out. And then literally I'm going to level up the leadership skill. No mods, no other skills, nothing. She's just a base character with leveled up with the leadership skills. Here's our Enfys Nest. We finally got the last shard for her, so we can get her all the way to 7 stars. That's good. Our target is to relic her next week, so it's good that we managed to finish out her stars and got her going. I've got 4 out of the 6 pieces for Gear 13 already waiting to go, farmed up already here. So we're going to attach those. We need a little bit more here with the furnaces, and then down here we'll need a set of stun guns and some Mark 12 syringes, so we'll farm those up this coming week. We also have a few other upgrades that we can do on, gear that we've passively gotten into the game. Thrawn's showing 6 green stars, but he's not ready to upgrade because he needs 2 Carbantes. We're going to put another gear tier on this Royal Guard. It's a character that we have to relic for this Sith Eternal journey. We're going to put another gear tier on Wat Tambor. He's getting a gear tier as well as a star upgrade. We did get enough Wat shards to get him right to 5 stars, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We got Chupio to 4 stars. I really hadn't planned to keep farming Chupio, but I find on hard days when it's hard node day for the guild objective and things like that, I do still hit that node, so I've accumulated some shards for him, and I guess we'll keep building him up. It's all right. Nute Gunray is another character that we want to get going for 3v3s, and the next round of Grand Arena looks like are going to be 3v3s, so about time to get this Nute Gunray up and running. Now, I didn't build him on this account earlier on. It is a character that I've recommended in the new beginner's guides. He's a very good character. I didn't want to mess around with it early on, but I think, if you need scoundrels, he is a good character, and he's pretty easy to build. You can see we're getting gear tiers all over the place on him. We're going to be able to take him all the way to gear 10 before we run out, which is really, it's quite a lot. So he's pretty easy to gear up. He's a pretty effective character, and he's really strong in 3v3. If you can get the extortion on one character and maybe have a team with some stuns somewhere in it, you stun the character with extortion, and it really spreads quickly, and you'll have all 3 characters on the other team with extortion, and slows people down and makes it hard for them. And the AI now will remove it sometimes on their turn, but then the AI characters are taking turns to remove it. Or if you set it as a defense in Grand Arena, then your opponent has to waste time removing the extortions, which buys you time to do something with your other characters. So with something like Dooku or Jango Fett, some characters like that can be a threat of damage or stuns, then Nute just kind of goes off the hook. All right, we're going to put mods on him. We're not going to put great mods on him He's just meant to be a defensive character in 3v3 GAC. So we're going to put stuff on him that's good enough to get his speed up and running. I think this is a good example. You can see a lot of these mods that I've worked on, they're decent mods. They haven't been on a character yet, so they're parked at level 12. And we saved a lot of money doing that. And then we could just hit him up to 15. And you can see we got Nute all the way up to 241 speed already. That's not great, but it's also not bad for a Gear 10 character. So he's got enough speed that he'll be able to do his job a little bit, you know. It's still low levels, 1.6 million galactic power, so we can't expect too much out of him, but it will help build some more teams for us for 3v3. We also do have Vandor Chewbacca. So what I'm going to do with him, I'm going to bring him up to mid-tier levels, about 70, 72. Yeah, so we stopped at 72. Now, if you notice, that was only like 2.7 million to get him to 7.2, and it's over 6 million to get him to level 85. So you can do this. You can put a character at level 72 or whatever gets them the 7th skill tier, and it allows you to invest a little bit in the character, get them going, get their skills up. And then you could circle back around to him later, put him up to level 85, and finish things off when we're actually ready to use him. Now, we worked on Nute Gunray a little bit, but we didn't give him all of his stars, so we go back here and we pop him up to 7 stars. We had bought enough out of the Squad Arena store to get him to 7 stars, so we're going to go ahead and take advantage of that. As you see, he went up quite far. He went from being a unlocked or a locked character to being almost at the top of my list over here in a big hurry. So, a pretty easy character to get going. So we got that. And that's pretty much going to wrap up the changes. I do have enough in the bank for almost 2 Zetas, but we're going to hold on to those. And then next week, after we see where we are right before the Grand Arena lock-in for the first round, then I'll make some decisions on where I'm going to put that Zeta. I really want to get the Zeta on Kylo Ren unmasked for the pre-taunt at some point. The Nute Gunray Zeta is pretty attractive. Getting the Zeta onto Vader's leadership seems like a good idea. So I've got several different things that I could do with a couple Zetas. So we just have to look at the account and try to make the best choices after we go through the 3v3 tab, make the squads, figure stuff out. It'll tell me a little bit more about where I can get the best advantage. Account status, week 40. Since last week, we've put on 40,000 galactic power. Again, built up Nute Gunray, worked on Enfys Nest, and also started Vandor Chewbacca. And starting new characters really gives you quite a lot of galactic power, so I kind of blew up my galactic power with a few new characters. It's okay. We plan to go into Division 9 for this next 3v3. I really think, even though I'm going to be entering into the bottom of the division, and it risks in matchmaking constantly putting me up against higher opponents, I'm okay with that. I think we've really got quite a good spread of teams for 3v3. I think we're going to be in better shape than a lot of people, especially people who've rushed a Galactic Legend or something like that, where they'll have a lot of relic characters but not a lot of depth. So I think we've got a chance to do pretty well in 3v3, even though we're going to be, for sure, going to be punching up. I'm going to take that chance and see what it does, and then we're all going to learn from it. And if the matchmaking is horrible, then you'll know for your own account to kind of sit on that threshold and pop up into the next division when you can, have an impact and get partway into the division at least. Next week, we're still farming Krennic Mon Mothma, Vandor Chewbacca, the BTLB Y-Wing, stun guns forever. We've got, I think, all of the parts we need from regular energy for Nest's Relic, so we don't need any of that. So we'll go back to farming stun guns for the rest of these characters. There's several characters I have that need 2 stun guns on the level they're at. That's why they're stuck on that particular level. So we gotta get lots of stun guns and push through that. Fleet, we finished up Nest, so now we can bring in Zalbar. So we've got Scion, Bindo, and we'll bring in Zalbar. And then, of course, we still have those Relic parts that we need to farm up over the next week. And we'll get that going, and we'll get Nest Relic next week. On track I don't think there'll be any issues with that at all. In order to keep it on track, though, I will say I did buy one set of the Mark 8 bio out of the shop. So you can buy those parts for 15 crystals each. So 50 of them cost you 750. So I saved up, and over the course of the last week and a half, we were able to save up enough crystals aside from our refreshes. And we made one purchase of 50 stacks of the bio because that nest needed 3 stun guns and 3 biotechs at that level. I farmed the stun guns, but the bios I typically buy out of the shops. I just couldn't find enough of them out of the shops in time. So we did buy one set of those for 750 crystals. In the cantina, we're still going to be farming signal data and sometimes the Sith Empire Trooper because we're going to need him. We're mod energy, health, defense. We're just doing kind of a mix of mods right now. We'll do that for a couple weeks, and then we'll go back to farming speed. With the refreshes, we're doing maximum. Well, we're doing the 3 basic levels on mods, regular energy and fleet energy. And then for the cantina, we just refresh it on any energy day and cantina energy day. Squad arena store. We're spending prestige. We're spending on prestige once per day. And then every now and then when we get enough, we're buying Sidious shards. I've got enough for 6 stars on him. Within the next couple weeks, we'll get that finished out. And then at some point, we have to start the start gearing up Sidious, which is painful. He's a very useless character. It's one of those things that you wish there was a way to make him good, but really, he's just a weak character. And having to take him up to high relics for the Sith Eternal is pretty frustrating. So he'll be one of the last few relic characters that we build, but got to do it if we want our Emperor. In the fleet store, we continue to look out for Grievous and anything from the 501st, 5's ship, Rex's ship, Echo. We still have to build, so just grabbing that stuff. We're putting shards in the bank for someday. You know, I'm not building those characters right now, so I could potentially put that energy to better use or get more Zetas. But I like to stock for the next project or the next project, so I'm going to go ahead and buy some of these shards out of there. Everything else is feeding the shard store to make sure that we have enough to keep up our pace of a relic every 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks for sure. And then I wanted to put in a special slide. We had the road ahead, and people are very concerned, so I listed out here all of the changes that I plan to make to my account and my planning based on the road ahead. So nothing. It's a blank slide. There's no changes. Vader's still a great character. I have no regrets for investing in Vader, and we're going to continue to have him be one of our key characters. We're going to build Thrawn. We have to build him anyway for the Sith Eternal Emperor. I have no qualms about building Thrawn. He's still a good character. Fracture is still an awesome skill. Even though you can't steal turn meter from Galactic Legends, there's 1,000,001 uses for it. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no changes to my plan at all based on the road ahead. So that's it for this week. Inquisitors, thank you very much for your time. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Join us over on Discord. The links for all that stuff is down below in the video description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next holocron.